Everybody, welcome to a brand new episode of the Civil Canadian. I'm Scotty V. Now, because everything's about cancellations and rescheduling to film and all that kind of fun stuff, I've decided to do my ranked of the DCEU films from worst to best. So I'm going to go down from the bottom of the list all the way to the top. So let's get on with this list. Here we go. Alright, let's start from the worst and then we'll go to the best. Alright, so the worst being Birds of Prey. I watched that movie and I don't care what anybody says about that film. That film is horrible from beginning to end. There's a lot of things, like, I understand everybody, well, not everybody, some people wanted a Harley Quinn movie, but a Harley Quinn doesn't really work without the Joker. That's how I feel. Now, that's my opinion. I know most of you are going to probably crap on me because of that. But Birds of Prey was just one of those unnecessary DCEU films. I respect the people that put a lot of hard work and time into that film. You guys deserve credit, but my goodness, I did not like this story. Harley Quinn breaks up with the Joker, blows up Ace Chemicals, and everybody's assuming Joker's dead. But if they're going to recast Joker for the DCEU, that would have been a perfect way to do it with all the chemicals exploding and fireworks and all that kind of stuff. Just introducing Black Canary and all those heroes. It's just like, how I feel about this film is nobody asked for this movie, right? I'm like, oh, when I saw the trailer, I'm like, oh, it looks exciting. We're gonna see our first look at Black Mask and blah blah blah. And I expected Black Mask to be someone intimidating and scary, but he was just goofy. They try to do Marvel style with Black Mask, and I don't like that. I like Black Mask to be a serious man, and it's not all this rich fancy stuff. I know he's Roman Sionis, I know he's rich and has money, but I wanted to see him more serious and not crazy psycho, because I don't think he's like that. From what I've seen in video games and all that kind of stuff, and just the blood violence and all that stuff I'm okay with. I'm fine with that and being in movies. It's just the story to me didn't make sense. Harley Quinn breaks up and she's trying to find herself, find an identity without the Joker, which it doesn't work. Joker and Harley Quinn are a couple, they're a match, but that's just me. I didn't like the casting for most of the cast. It just, to me, it was weird. What I did like was the hyena, not hyenas, hyena. The Harley Quinn god. It was just boring, and I didn't like it too much. A lot of, like, the swearing doesn't bother me as much as it used to, but unnecessary swearing in that film. So that's why Birds of Prey is my worst DC film, I think. Now, coming in next to that is Suicide Squad. Yes, it was filmed in my hometown here in TO, but Will Smith and Margot Robbie and all these great actors were so underperformed, and the script wasn't great for that film. I understand they were trying to fight Enchantress and her brother, and it didn't work. It was a mess. And I know a lot of the fans are now wanting the David Ayer cut. Apparently there was a lot of Joker in that film. That's the one thing I didn't like about this film was Jared Leto's Joker. Just because he was so underused and most of his stuff was cut. I think they said it could have made a movie with all the stuff he's filmed for the Joker, right? So a lot of things didn't work in that film. Some did. Some of the action worked, and some CGI missteps there a little bit with Enchantress's brother and all that kind of stuff. So that's why I think Suicide Squad was just a better film overall than Birds of Prey was, because we got to see Will Smith was in it, an all-star actor and all that kind of stuff, Deadshot and all that kind of stuff. So that's why Suicide Squad is a little bit better than Birds of Prey. Now, what do I have for the next one is obviously the Justice League. That film was shredded into a million pieces. I was excited for this film, and a conversation between me and King Candace was, if Wonder Woman was good, I think Justice League would be fine. And at the beginning, we liked Justice League, and as we watched it more and more, it kind of just fell flat for us, because the original intent of the Justice League movie was to be, I think, 2.5 hours, almost 3, just like Avengers Endgame. But that didn't work out, and you can see where they cut and the whole mustache CGI mess, and the whole thing just kind of fell apart just because Zack Snyder had to leave because of personal issues. So that's why most of the stuff did not work in that film. It wasn't Zack Snyder's vision for that Justice League film. Now, thanks to the fans campaigning for over 3 years for asking for the Snyder cut of the Justice League movie, and we will be getting it in 2021. Like I said in my other video, disappointed with HBO Max because we don't have that here. It's through Crave TV, which sucks, but whatever. If Crave can put their own section of the DC movies, that would be great. But here in Canada, we don't have that, and that's something we want and we don't have. Anyways, next up is Batman v Superman. I'm going to say the Ultimate Edition, not the theatrical version. The theatrical version of this film was a bit of a mess. You can see where they chopped off things that shouldn't have been chopped off, like more character development for Superman and Batman and all sorts of other things. And the Ultimate Edition, you got more character development from Superman, and a lot of people and a lot of complaints from the Batman v Superman theatrical cut was the titled character Superman basically had like, I think it was like 40 something or 20 something lines. I can't remember exactly, but if you know, let me know down in the comments below. A titled character had one of the few lines to say, and obviously that movie turned out to have a meme that we all kind of make fun of in all DC movies and or TV shows and all that, saying Martha, why'd you say that name, and all that kind of stuff. So now we're moving up to the better movies. This is going up there now. Wonder Woman. So the first Wonder Woman film. I never was a fan of Wonder Woman until I saw her in Batman v Superman, played by Gal Gadot. Holy crap, she's Wonder Woman. There was only one other Wonder Woman before. It was Linda Carter, but she was Wonder Woman in the TV shows back in the 60s, I believe, when you got those cheesy superhero shows like The Hulk and Wonder Woman and that weird Captain America movie. Let's not talk about that. But Wonder Woman, her film takes place during World War I. We see what her original intent was, and who made her. Obviously came from Zeus in the comics. And she wanted to fight the god of death, Ares, and she ended up doing that, and she ended up accomplishing her goal, but also sacrificed her paradise sort of thing from Themyscira. She never returned since. She met her love of her life, Steve Trevor, and the CGI, the story of her going through World War I when it was all male dominant during those times in history. So it kind of worked out well, and for women in power to come out and help fight with the war and win World War I, which they were fighting in at the time. And I actually totally thought it was World War II for the longest time until someone reminded me, hey, World War I, not II. So the only problem with Wonder Woman was that final act. Some of the CGI was kind of messed up, but all movies have that CGI misfit. Even Marvel has them as well. Black Panther, that's you, buddy. There was a lot of CGI misplacements and unfinished CGI in that film. But for the third act of Wonder Woman, that was a bit of a problem for a lot of people. But to me, it didn't bother me too much. Like I said, I have respect for these people who make these movies. So much time goes into it. They sacrifice their lives, sacrifice birthdays, weddings, anything you can think of, they sacrifice. That's why I'm always respectful for the movies, even though if the movies are horrible or not, I still respect the filmmakers no matter what. So Wonder Woman is a little bit up there. Next one I have is Aquaman. Aquaman was the only DCEU movie that came out in 2018. In 2018 we got Black Panther, we got Infinity War, and what else did we get? 2018, Ant-Man and the Wasp. In DC, we only got Aquaman, and boy, was it worth the wait? Oh yeah, it was, because that movie was starring Jason Momoa, was incredible, and Amber Heard as Mira. We got our first introduction for Arthur Curry back in Justice League, and he was actually one of the stars of the Justice League movie, and obviously he got his own solo movie, and his he was trying to escape Atlantis. He didn't want nothing to do with it because his mother left, and then he became the journey. He began his journey to be king, and he fought with his brother, the Ocean Master, and all that kind of stuff. It was a great film, sort of kingdom versus kingdom sort of type situation, where it was the land versus sea, because the Ocean Master tried to destroy parts of the land because he didn't like surface dwellers. So, and at the end, he became king of Atlantis, and also he's obviously half man and half Atlantean, so it made sense. Everything worked out well, and that's why I like Aquaman, and I always made fun of Aquaman. If you can ask my friends, I've always made fun of them, but this was one of the better DC EU films. Now, my second on the list is Shazam. Boy, I loved Shazam. Zachary Levi, he has this lovable characteristic about him, just like The Rock. The Rock is gonna play Black Adam in the future in 2022, I think. And Zachary Levi was just a great actor, great choice to play Shazam. And obviously, that movie was filmed in my hometown, TO. Like most of the DC movies are filmed in Toronto. Marvel, where you at, bro? You only filmed the Incredible Hulk here. That was over 10 years ago. So, it's not just that. Just Shazam was something new. It was a new franchise that DC was taking a risk on. Just like Marvel, when they took a risk on Guardians of the Galaxy, DC took a risk on Shazam, and it paid off entirely. Great from beginning to end. It was great. Zachary Levi as Shazam, Billy Batson trying to learn how to maneuver his powers, how to fly, how to shoot lightning, how to fight and stuff like that. It was a great film, and at the end we get, spoiler alert, the Shazam family minus Black Adam. So everything about that film was great. I really liked it, and also has some spiritual aspect in there, the 7 Deadly Sins. So yeah, it worked out great for DC. I loved it, and unfortunately, I've only seen that movie once, and I saw it 2 weeks early in the theater and never saw it again, because I was hyped up for other stuff as well. Now, a lot of people are gonna criticize me for this, but I don't care. My favorite DCEU movie is The Man of Steel. Henry Cavill as Clark Kent and Kal-El, Superman, Man of Steel. He was a perfect choice. He had that realistic tone to Superman, right? So it's like a modern day version of Superman. Not all that hope and happy and joy. The world is kind of in a dark place right now, right? So that Superman relates to that. It's like, who is he? Is he Clark Kent? Is he human? Is he Kryptonian? He was trying to find his identity, and as he was growing up, he was learning about his powers, and he saved kids. And when his father said, "Don't do that. I don't think the world is ready for you. They might be afraid of you." And when Spider-Man, it's Ben Parker's like, with great power comes with great power comes great responsibility. Same situation, but it was kind of backwards because Jonathan Kent didn't want the world to find out who Clark Kent was because the world wasn't ready for it. And then the whole battle in Metropolis with General Zod, and we got more backstories about Krypton and how it blew up. It was just great. A lot of people were criticizing that film because of the final act and buildings collapsing, fighting going on. People were criticizing because of that. But bro, if a alien invasion happened right now, I'm pretty sure the skyscrapers and buildings will all fall down, because how can you stop that? It was realistic. And then Batman v Superman, they kind of drifted away to the shore and stuff like that, which was kind of a cheesy move, but whatever. I like battles in the city for whatever reason. So yeah, there it is. Those are my my movies or DC movies that I ranked. So I'll read it off to you again. Birds of Prey, Suicide Squad, Justice League, Batman v Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Shazam, and Man of Steel. Now, let me know down in the comments down below what you guys think of this list. Obviously, most of you or some of you will like it, some won't like it. Give me your list down below. I'll see you next week, and I'm planning to do the same thing with the MCU movies, but because there's 23 movies, I'm going to be dividing them up in categories. So yeah, that's it. If you guys like this video, make sure you hit a like, share, subscribe. Do follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok as well. I'll see you guys soon. Take it easy.